Mom, Dad said something weird when he thought I was sleeping. He said he'd give you doggy style. Those were my daughter's exact words. I froze. My husband was in the room. Smiling. Confident. But that moment? That was the second I realized I didn't know the man I married. And it gets worse. He used to whisper sweet things to me under the covers. Now he jokes like that in front of our daughter? Something inside me snapped, curiosity twisted with dread. But this wasn't just a joke. It was a crack in the surface of our 14-year marriage. We lived in Maryland. 2 kids. Stable jobs. Church every Sunday. Our friends called us the example. But I started seeing things, missed calls at night, strange perfume on his shirts. Not mine. Not ours. One night, I woke up alone. Again. I found him downstairs, shirtless, texting. When I asked, he laughed. Said it was his gym buddy. But I knew that smirk. That was not the smile of a faithful man. I installed a hidden camera. Just one. Facing the hallway. I wanted proof. Something inside me begged, maybe I'm wrong. I wasn't. What I saw the next morning made my stomach twist into knots. She came over when I was gone. A woman in red. He kissed her like he hadn't kissed me in years, urgent, desperate. The camera caught it all. My throat tightened. My hand trembled. But I watched the full clip, twice. Our youngest daughter, Naomi, walked down the stairs. They didn't see her. She heard them. And that night, her words would change everything. Daddy said something to you, Mommy, in a weird voice. What does doggy style mean? That wasn't just betrayal. That was humiliation. A child caught in a storm she didn't ask for. And I had to decide if I was going to let this slide, or break the silence. I confronted him the next morning. His eyes flickered. He didn't deny the affair. He just blamed me. You've been distant. You always say no. So now cheating was justified? I stood there, shattered, as he played victim. My mother called. She could hear it in my voice. What's going on, baby? I broke. I told her everything. And she said the words I wasn't ready for, you need to leave before it gets worse. I didn't leave. Not yet. I wanted to see how deep it went. I followed him one afternoon. He wasn't just cheating. He had a second phone. A second life. And a woman named Sasha, saved as coach. She was 26. Younger than me by a decade. Fit. Loud. Free. I watched from my car as they kissed in public. No shame. No guilt. Just lust. Like I never existed. I sent him screenshots. He replied with 2 words, let's talk. Not, I'm sorry. Not, you're right. Just cold negotiation. I agreed. Not to reconcile, but to trap him in truth. I love her, he said. Do you love me? I asked. I don't know. That was worse than no. That was apathy. A man who used to write me poetry now couldn't say 3 syllables. I contacted Sasha. She was shocked to learn he was married. He'd told her I died of cancer. That he was a single dad. My jaw dropped. He wasn't just a cheater. He was a compulsive liar. Sasha showed me messages. Photos. Even videos. Some taken in my bed. I watched them with shaking hands. I didn't cry. I laughed. Not from humor, but disbelief. Who was this man? The kids started noticing tension. Naomi slept in my bed every night. Our older son stopped eating dinner. They felt it. Every ounce of pain I tried to hide seeped into them. I filed for a separation. The lawyer asked me, "Are you sure?" I wasn't. But I signed anyway. Sometimes courage looks like silence and shaky hands. The night before he moved out, he tried to touch me. I pushed him away. He laughed. "You still want me. Admit it." I didn't. I wanted him gone. He left, but the damage didn't. My daughter asked me why Daddy left. I said, because some men don't know how to stay loyal. She nodded. But her eyes were never the same. Weeks passed. Sasha emailed me. She left him. Said he'd been seeing a third woman. A bartender named Elise. The pattern was clear. He didn't cheat because of me. He cheated because of him. I found his journal in the attic. Page after page of fantasies. None of them included me. None mentioned the kids. Just ego. Just escape. Just lies. I showed the kids a photo of us from 10 years ago. Naomi said, "You looked happy, Mommy." I was. But that girl is gone. And the woman in front of them now, she knows better. He tried to come back. Said he missed the stability. Not the love. Not me. The stability. Like I was a pension plan, not a person. I declined. Told him to pick up his things. He cried. I didn't. That day, I became my own closure. The divorce finalized on a Tuesday. It rained. I sat alone in the car and whispered to myself, "You survived this." That was enough. Naomi drew a picture of our family. Daddy was in the corner, small. Mommy was big, holding her hand. I taped it on the fridge. It reminded me that healing starts with small truths. I started therapy. So did the kids. We cried. We yelled. We released. Betrayal doesn't just break hearts, it rewires families. Months later, I heard he moved in with Elise. I didn't care. Not out of strength. Out of emptiness. Sometimes the wound just goes numb. I began dancing again. Something I hadn't done in years. One night, under the soft glow of studio lights, I felt joy. Brief. Honest. Mine. A friend asked if I'd ever love again. I said, I already do. Not someone else. Myself. Infidelity is not just about sex. It's about choice. Commitment. And cowardice. He chose himself over his family. Repeatedly. The kids now ask about him less. That hurts more than I expected. But that's the cost of betrayal. They grieve someone who's still alive. I wrote him a letter. Never sent it. But it said, "I loved you. And you broke us. Not with one act, but with many. I forgive you. But I will never return." I changed the locks. The paint. Even the couch. I needed this house to stop echoing memories that weren't true anymore. Naomi smiled again. A real one. Not the practiced kind. And I cried, not because of pain, but because hope still lives in small moments. He sent child support late again. Claimed he was broke. But his Instagram showed a weekend in Miami. I didn't reply. That silence? That was power. People still say, "You were such a beautiful couple." And I reply, "We were a beautiful lie." There are nights I miss him. Not the man he became. The man I thought he was. And I have to remind myself, that man never existed. Infidelity doesn't just end marriages. It ends illusions. It burns down the fantasy you clung to and demands you rebuild from truth. My daughter now knows the word infidelity. Not because I told her. Because she lived it. And I hate that. But she also knows strength. Because she saw her mother stand up, walk away, and rebuild without begging anyone to stay. Sometimes healing feels like betrayal to the one who caused the hurt. Let them feel that. You owe them nothing. This isn't just a story about him. It's a story about reclaiming yourself from someone who thought you were replaceable. And for every woman who stayed too long, doubted herself, forgave too much, this is for you. You are not alone. You are not broken. He once said he liked me better silent. Now my voice is louder than ever. And I'm not done speaking. To the woman he's with now, I wish you peace. And a plan B. Because patterns don't lie. And neither does time. We planted a garden this spring. Naomi chose sunflowers. They grew tall, unbothered. Just like I planned to. There are scars. There always will be. But they no longer bleed. They've become stories. Warnings. Lessons. I was betrayed. I was humiliated. But I was never defeated, and that is the most faithful truth of all.